Welcome back to the Legacy Podcast. My name is Olisya Grant, co-founder of Matrix Legacy Inc. We are back for episode number 41. This is the show where we create a blueprint for success. We look for ways to create generational wealth, and we break those chains of a poverty mindset. You already know we have to start with the gratitude. It is more important than anything, and I feel like the more grateful I become, the more blessings that just start showing up in my life. So I encourage you, even if it's just for 30 seconds every day, just really take in how amazing this thing called life is. Like, if you woke up this morning, you've already had a great day. It's just up to you to keep it going after that. And so I'm just grateful for every one of you who take your time to support, to share this with a friend, to like, comment, subscribe, all of that. That love means the world to me. And the fact that we're able to share information together, share ideas together, that's what this is all about. So thank you so much for being here with me. Now, the last few weeks, I've been dropping a few tips and ideas and things like that, but this episode is more so just to provide some food for thought. This is something that I've been thinking about, and I've realized this caused a lot of unnecessary conflicts, and it's the idea and the concept that we don't have to agree. And what that means is I've noticed, especially on this journey that I've been on in regards to collaborating with other people from different walks of life, different age groups, different genders, different nationalities, things like that. A lot of times people come to the table, come to the conversation, come to the project with the idea of, I have to win. There's this combative, there's this battle and this instant defense that we come up with whenever we have interactions with people where it's like, whatever my thoughts are, it has to be right. And what I've realized is the more that I try to be right, the more closed off I become to whoever it is that's speaking to me, because I'm so focused on proving my point that I can't even actually hear what that other person is saying. However, as of recently, I've really been approaching every conversation just with a clean slate, an open mind with here's the value, here's the ideas that I have to bring to the table. But more than anything, I want to learn all that I can. I want to hear a different perspective. I want to see things from a different angle. And there's so much more value to be created just out of that in itself. And I believe that if everybody in your space is constantly just agreeing with you, then you're probably in the wrong circle. And I know it feels comfortable when everything that you like, somebody else likes, whether it be food or taste in music or movies or whatever that looks like. If you have people that are constantly agreeing with everything that you say, everything that you believe, everything that you desire, well, then your thought process and your perspective can never be challenged. And if we don't face challenges, if we don't face those conflicts, then there's no space for growth. Because there's comfort and there's harmony around us all of the time that serves as exactly how it sounds. Comfort is comfortable. And so we get really stuck in that space of, okay, well, as long as I'm not causing a disturbance around me, then I should just stay right here where I'm at. And there's no space for growth there. So I'm constantly seeking people intentionally from different walks of life because I just want to see this world in a different way. And I really believe that our difference of opinions and preferences, it all comes from our experiences. We're all experiencing life in different ways. And so at no point in time do we have to agree on everything. Because my opinion or my preferences are based on what I was exposed to and what I've currently been exposed to on my specific journey in life. So I don't believe at any point it's our place to judge or look down on somebody who's had a different life experience. And so I see sometimes, somebody might be a vegetarian, for example, and they'll look down on somebody who eats meat. Or it'll be somebody who's really into fashion and they look down on the person who more so into wearing t-shirts and sweatpants every day. People who are into sports might not understand people who are more into art and things like that. But it's like, it's not necessarily for us to understand, but it's for us to be open to and to respect. It's more so respect than anything else. Because at the end of the day, if we all wanted the same thing, if we saw this world in the same way, if we all aspired to have the exact same thing and live the same way, well, then that really means there's nothing to aspire to. If we all want to be educators, then what about the entertainers? If we all want to be fashionistas, then what about the doctors? And so instead of judging people's choices or feeling like we have to come to the table to defend our opinion, I think it's more so important to just embrace the beauty of each individual's experience. And so I'm gonna tie this right back into the wealth conversation, for example, because I see this a lot with other wealth coaches and people who advocate for creating wealth in different areas of your life. For example, I did an episode where I was speaking about emergency funds. And I don't personally believe in emergency funds because my experience and watching people close to me try to build up emergency funds is every single time they get close to that goal of what they believe should be in their emergency fund, well, an emergency happens. And I'm such a strong believer in the power of the words that we speak. And what I was noticing is as those people were saving towards an emergency fund, they will never get to that goal because emergencies keep popping up. Why? Because they're focusing on emergencies. And so that fund is for just that. They're building towards that. They're anticipating it. And so emergencies continue to show up. So do I respect those who build and encourage others to create emergency funds? Absolutely, because people with certain experiences in their lives who maybe they never had any money put to the side, and so if they don't put together an emergency fund, well, one misstep and things will come crumbling down for them. I can understand the power in that. But for me, I believe an opportunity fund or storing your money in a space that you can easily access it instead of just having it sit down with a label on it saying emergency fund, for me, that's where I see more value. And so I had people coming to me, giving me their perspective and saying, it's not right to tell people not to get an emergency fund. And my conversation was, not everybody is going to resonate with me. And that's okay. And the best example I can give about why we don't all have to fight for everybody to appreciate our opinion and our experiences is the music industry. Look at how many hundreds of thousands of artists there are, from the underground artists to the biggest pop stars. There is an audience for everybody, for all of the different genres, for all of the different age groups, for all of the different preferences. And that just shows the diversity that we all have. And that just shows that it's okay to be who you are and love what you love, because there are other people who are going to love what you love as well. And those people are going to resonate with you. So it's not our responsibility to be liked or understood by everybody, but the people who do understand us, it's our responsibility to be the greatest version of ourselves for those people. So I believe it all should always come back to the need for us to share information. Now, if we're coming to the table saying, I need everybody to like me, or I need to prove my point because I'm right and only my experience is valid, well, we miss out on the ability to exchange information. I have so much to learn from somebody who's been able to create a fortune off of the foundation of building an emergency fund, for example. I have so much to learn from somebody who focuses on budgeting and, have all of these systems set up in regards to organization, even if that's not what I choose to use. There's a lot to learn. Even though I have siblings, there's so much to learn from only children. There's so much to learn from older generations, from different races, from authors, from musicians, from everything that I am not. I have so much to learn. And sharing information really broadens our perspective. So I have my beliefs at the end of the day, but I can see so much more because I'm so open to what other people's experiences are. And one thing that my mentor, and I've heard it a few times actually, is you can't see the whole picture from inside the frame. And so once you allow other people to describe to you what they see in your picture and what they see from their own perspective, well, then your perspective broadens. And I realized this with the conversation I had with my friend the other day. I'm really into investing. I'm really obviously into creating diversified streams of income and things of that nature. So I constantly have investors and people with investment groups and things of that nature messaging me daily to say, hey, check this out, check out this new platform. I think you would be great with this. And I see it all the time. And I mentioned it to my friend, like, hey, are you getting the same thing? Because every day I'm getting hit by investors. And she says, Nobody's ever messaged me about that. I've never seen any of that on my timeline. And for a moment I was shocked, but she said to me, "Why are you surprised?" Because my timeline is my timeline. Like, my space on social media is my space, and it's created by the things that I'm interested in. And the experiences that I've had in my life are what has created my platform on social media. So what you see and what I see are very different, even though we're using the same app. We're doing the same thing in terms of sharing content and connecting with other people. And we are looking to socialize. We're doing all of the same things, but from very different perspectives. And so because of that, we can't make people wrong for their perspective. We should actively pursue people with different perspectives, because ignorance really is not bliss. I know they've said ignorance is bliss. It's not. Ignorance is just ignorance. So at no point should we feel comfortable with being ignorant to what's happening in the world. It's okay if you are, but it's not okay if you're proud of that ignorance. We should constantly be seeking out knowledge and constantly be seeking out ways to grow. So I believe if we approach more conversations as an information exchange instead of a battle, well, then things like sexism, racism, homophobia, ageism, things like this, we can move towards solutions for these things when we're able to exchange information on our perspectives and our experiences, instead of trying to say, I'm right and you're wrong and that's that. And so the final point I really want to make on this is that outside of the exchange of information, even if somebody gives you an opinion you don't agree with, we have to stop letting people's opinions throw us off. Opinions are free. That's why everybody has one. But when we spend so much time caring about what other people think, well, then we take away from the energy that is supposed to be reserved for the people who are in alignment with us, from the people who we are looking to provide for. Because I look at it like this: everybody on the planet, I'm sure, has an opinion about how to raise a child, but every single person on the planet has some type of issue, has some kind of baggage. So clearly there is no perfect formula, but we also have all of these beautiful, amazing souls. So even if the perfect formula wasn't present, different ways and different experiences can still bring us to a beautiful place if we choose to create it, if we choose to embrace it, and if that is what we're looking for. And so that's really my point of the day. That's the building block of the day, is we have to start looking for ways to create an information exchange instead of a battle when we have a conversation. And it's okay not to agree. We should actively seek out people who are in opposition to what we believe, because that's what's going to broaden our perspective, and that's what's going to force us to grow. So I do hope that resonates with somebody, and if it resonated with you, I pray that you take that and share it with somebody. Because again, the share and the exchange of information is how we're able to move things forward. Spending less time trying to be right and more time just trying to grow and just trying to be a better version of ourselves. That should be the goal at the end of the day anyway. So that's all I've got for the day, guys. If this did help you, as I said, go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe, share this with a friend. You can also download the Matrix Legacy app, as always, to stay up to date with all of our Matrix Legacy content. I will be here next week with another building block for success. Until next time, let's build a legacy.